know if you got a girl. Don't mean to disrespect, but thoughts of you rule my world. I even dream of you, I swear. Visions of you and I. See you all around my way. Been meaning to say hi, but I'm just way too shy. I gotta make you see.
Hey everybody, decided to do a voiceover for you people today since you guys don't like voiceovers. I'm using the Browsing by Benefit, the darkest shade that the duo comes in, and it comes with a pomade kind of, or wax, whatever you want to call it, and a powder, and it works so good. It looks so natural. I have thick dark eyebrows, and it doesn't look too dark on my eyebrows, which is I love. I'm just basically just following the natural lining of my eyebrows. When you do your eyebrows, it's best to follow the natural lining of your eyebrows. So I'm just following the natural lining, filling the top up a little bit, and then taking this Anastasia brush that I've had forever, and I am going upwards kind of with the brush to stroke the hairs upwards, and also just lining and filling them in. And I use the spoolie side to blend the product out so it won't look too harsh. Like right here, I'm basically just tracing my natural brow line and defining it. So when I clean it up with that concealer, it's going to look really clean and really defined. And I'm just following my natural brow. I'm not creating a whole nother brow that I don't even have. I'm just following the natural brows and just taking my time and doing light stroke marks at a time. And I'm taking my favorite MAC palette from the MAC Pro store. It's the darkest shade in the palette as well. Well, the darkest the palette comes in. And I am just using this concealer to clean my brows up with this Morphe flat definer brush. I believe these are the studio concealers, but they do have some shades that they don't really come in single wise, and they are very creamy and super easy to blend, and I love to use them to clean them up. As you can see, I used a color, maybe 2 shades lighter than my complexion. You don't want to go too light underneath the brow because it can cause like a really unnecessary highlight that doesn't look that good. So I don't like to go too light, and it can also be hard to blend as well. You have that light mark underneath your eyebrows that you probably see on Instagram that you do not want. So yeah, I use a beauty blender. It's damp to blend it out. I blend with my fingers because sometimes it's really easy to blend concealer out with your fingers because it's so creamy, and I'm just, you know, trying to even out the eyebrows. So yeah, and I didn't even clean the top up, so that's pretty cool. I didn't need to clean the top up that much. And I'm just taking this brow gel I got in my BoxyCharm box. Y'all have to get BoxyCharm. I'm gonna link it down below. I'm using stuff I got at BoxyCharm. And then now I'm using my Laying Low paint pot. This will prevent my eyeshadow from creasing because I have tons and tons of fat lines through my eyes. I have fat eyes and it creases sometimes. And also, this paint pot makes your shadows pop up even more. So if you're a darker girl and you want shadows to pop up more, one of your bases can be the Laying Low paint pot. And you guys know I'm using that Carmel by Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is my favorite transition color of all time. As you can see, I've hit the pan, but I've had it for a minute and I love it. I'm sorry I use it all the time, but it's such a good transition color. It's not too warm, it's not too dark, it's perfect. I like to mix mine in with sienna sometimes though, and this is the Sigma, I forgot the name, sorry, but it's a Sigma's fluffy brush. I use it because I feel like it'll get in that crease really good. And I'm just taking that caramel shade and just kind of keeping it sort of kind of on the, well, most of the products on the outer corner of my eye. And I did mix a little sienna in there. And now I'm taking my Tarte shadow from the amazing Tartlet in Bloom palette in the shade Leader with a Crown Flat Shader eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to put that in the inner part of my lid and on the outer part of my lid. So, and try to leave space in the middle for that amazing shadow that we're going to apply later. This is a really nice, pretty violet plum color. It's so pretty. And I'm using this Morphe brush to blend it out. so it won't be so hard to blend out and to get rid of harsh lines. And my Sigma E25 brush, I went in a little bit more with leader, so I took away some of the shadow with the Morphe brush and kind of placing it on the outer corners, a little bit in the crease. I use this brush because it's very flat, but yet it's fluffy, so it doesn't pick up too much product, and it's really easy to get inside the crease and in those inner corners and outer corners. Maybelline Eye Studio. I am going to put this black shade in the middle of my eyelids because I feel like this shadow I got from NARS pops up better with a black base. And I use the Maybelline Eye Studio because it's really creamy and it doesn't like crumble up and it doesn't dry too fast, so that's what I used it for. And I'm using patting motions. Went right back in with leader again, and then I blended it out. You want to keep blending. We got to blend those shadows. And I'm taking the Inglot number 77 gel liner, my favorite eyeliner of all times, and it's only 16 bucks. It is amazing. And this is Sigma brush is bomb for eyeliner. I don't know the number. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's so many brushes, so many numbers. But this brush makes it so easy to apply liner, gel liner. It's the Sigma, I think, EO6 brush. It is so easy to apply liner. It glides smoothly. The angle is small, but it's like the perfect size to do your liner, and it gets into small places as well. I didn't want to do too thick of a liner because I wanted it to show the shadows more. I didn't want to overdraw my eyeshadows, you know, to be overlooked. I think it's such a pretty color. And yeah, I'm just drawing that liner and I'm just filling it in. I feel like my eyeliner is never perfect, but I'm going to keep trying. And I'm cleaning it up with some concealer. This will make it look more cleaner and sharper. So if you mess up on your liner, don't worry, just fix it with some concealer. Taking a damp beauty blender and blending out that concealer. I feel like this blends it out better than using a brush, because you want to be precise. You don't want to mess up your liner. You just cleaned it and just try to fix it. You don't want to mess it up. So yeah, and this is Max Moser, my favorite eye kohl. It's so easy to smudge and it sets so good. So I'm just using some smolder in the waterline. And I'm just taking some Smashbox X-rated mascara. This is the smaller one. I have so many small mascaras. I'm like, what's the point of buying a big full size? This is the smaller one. And I like this mascara. I see Sheila use it all the time, so I was like, why not give it a try? It's pretty decent. These are some Ardell lashes. I promise you I don't know the number. I used them one night and then I lost the packaging and I threw them in my bag. I didn't even expect to put them on again, but yes, these are Ardell. And this is my favorite primer. It's the NARS Optimizing Primer. It has SPF 30 and it's like a illuminating primer. I don't know if you guys can see, but it gives your skin a glow, a really nice glow while protecting your skin from the sun and priming your face. It's like all you need in one. And now I'm going in with a leader at the lower lash line with my crown smudge brush. I love crown brushes. They're pretty nice. I got these brush sets from Hot Look for like 20 bucks, and the brush set was like originally like $80. And this is the Makeup Forever foundation stick in the shade 178. I like this foundation stick. It doesn't make me look orange, and I'm just blending it out with a Sonia Kashia foundation brush. This foundation gives a full coverage, like I'm telling y'all, a full coverage. I feel like it can be good for all skin types, and also it's less messy. You get like a full thick stick, unlike the Bobbi Brown stick, you don't get that much. And I'm just blending it out with my foundation brush, going over with a beauty blender. This foundation blends really good with a beauty blender as well. Now taking my handy palette. I love this palette. You guys see me use this all the time. And I am just concealing underneath my eyes with the shade that's close to my skin tone before I highlight. This will prevent me from looking ashy, as well as it was also concealing anything that I don't like, any flaws or imperfections that I have, before I throw a lot of concealer underneath my eyes and into those areas of my face. So conceal is like your key pass. And now I'm using the Cover FX what is this? The Cover FX concealer. I forgot the name of it, but it's in the tube. Medium DG. This concealer does not crease. Like, this guy was like, you know, editing my face, I guess, at work. It was like, what concealer is this? It does not crease. This concealer does not crease. And for a highlight, I think that is bomb because it's a little bit on the yellowish side, warm side. It's not just like that over bright highlight, and it blends amazing. Like, it blends so good and so easy. I don't see any patches or anything, and it's super easy to blend. And overall, it's a good concealer. Cover FX is a good line, period. And now I look so much more awake. Now to add some definition to our face, I'm using this Pro palette, the MAC Pro palette. I believe this is NW55. They don't sell these individually, so you have to buy the palette, which sucks. And I'm using this to contour. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush that I'm just using to contour. And I'm taking a foundation brush with Sonia Kashuk, and I'm brushing that product up. The reason I brush my contour up is I want to diffuse my contour into my highlight. I want it to be very seamless, and I want it to just blend it up into my highlight, so you can't really tell where my highlight ends or my highlight stops. And I'm taking the Suede Mocha by Black Opal on the forehead. It's because it's a really nice warm shade. I didn't use the Max concealer. It's because it'll be too dark for my forehead and I'll have a line. And I feel like being dramatic today, so I'm going to clean my contour up just how I like it. And I just use a little bit of concealer to clean it up, just a tiny bit. I will admit I do go overboard with cleaning up the contour sometimes. And this is a Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just using it with my damp beauty sponge. And with me, I like to pat in my translucent powder. I like to pat it into my skin with my beauty blender. And this is the Anastasia contour kit. I created mine online like last year, and I still have it. And I'm just using that to define my contour a little more. So I want it to pop a little more. And I'm taking the Max Mineralize Skin Finish in Dark Deep to set my face. This powder is, to me, in my opinion, is lightweight, and I put it all over my face. I dust off my highlight with this powder and everything, and it doesn't give me a powdery look. And I'm taking Max Razin in an angled brush, got from Walgreens. I want to drag it up the lines of my contour, and this looks so good because it's like a reddish color, but it's very warm. The Bobbi Brown highlight in Bronze Glow, y'all, this is bomb. I don't know what, it is so bomb. You can see this highlight a mile away. And I put some on my Cupid's bow. I put some on the highest points of my cheekbones and my forehead, wherever I want to shine. And now this is Max Chestnut, my favorite pencil. My lip kind of split here. I don't know how it did, but this is Max Chestnut. And this is like the perfect brown. It's not too dark, has a little warmth in it, and I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. I have two of these. And this is Limbo by ColourPop. And I'm taking Limbo and I'm going to outline my lips over that chestnut, leaving the middle a little blank. And now I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Ashton. And I'm throwing it right in the middle, and it gives a really nice nude, ombre-ish kind of look. And I like it. And I'm spraying my face with Fix Plus. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. And like, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Keep updated, and thank you guys for watching.
Visions of you and I.